All right. Hello. Hello. How's it going? This is episode number 15 of What If Boise State joined all the Pac-12. This is a bridge episode between season 1 and season 2. We're gonna do a little look back, kind of like comparison, see how things were predicted to go, both in real life, which were probably unrealistic expectations, and versus the simulation that we did in this very game. We're going to simulate through the off-season, see what kind of recruiting class we get, all that stuff. We'll get our schedule set. We'll run some more predictions, see what happens there, and then we'll get set for season number 2. But first, we're going to load this, which is BSU Fake. This is our initial prediction simulation that we did. We'll load this up real quick. As you can see, the game predicted that Boise State would finish number 8 in the country, won a bowl against Colorado, finished 11-2. Obviously, we know that wasn't the case, and we'll find out exactly what happened in the regular stuff in just a moment. We'll recap this. First step is, in real life, Boise State went with one loss through the entire season, won their bowl game, only lost to TCU at home by 1. Ironically, Boise State beat TCU by 1 in the bowl game of the first season, which I didn't put together until just this moment. So that was kind of that was our very ground level that we were working with, was one loss in the regular season, win the bowl game. I didn't think that was going to be a realistic expectation, just because the Pac-12 is a step up in difficulty with more difficult teams throughout the conference, especially putting them in the Pac-12 North with Washington, Oregon, and Stanford. Those three teams, mainly because Stanford and Oregon were ranked so highly in the preseason polls. So I kind of, figured they would lose one of those games. I thought they'd probably beat Georgia, take care of most of the Pac-12 North, and then take care of the weaker teams in the Pac-12, and lose one of the games against Stanford or Oregon, because those were both away. That didn't happen. Boise State lost 2 games in... I feel like I'm a little all over the place. That's kind of what I thought. So we ran this simulation here, and it predicted 2 losses for Boise State. We ran it. They beat Georgia by 2, took out Cal easily, beat Air Force easily, cruised through Washington State, lost at Stanford by a touchdown. That was the first loss of the season. Went home, took care of Arizona by 10, beat Arizona State by 28, beat Washington by 10. At UNLV, won big. UNLV is not even in the Pac-12. They are an out-of-conference game. Came home, handled Oregon State, beating them by 8. Went on the road to Autzen Stadium and knocked off Oregon 47-21. And then came up short by 4 to Utah at home in the final game of the season. And that knocked them out of the conference championship, but it did get them an invite to the Bridgepoint Holiday Bowl, where they beat Colorado by 3, 27-24. So the game itself set the standard pretty high for what Boise State needed to do throughout the season. And throughout the season, we watched every game as it happened. Including the conference championship game, where USC, just destroyed Oregon. So we'll take a look at regular BSU, which is what we are working with. And as you can see, didn't go quite according to plan. Boise State finished in the 18th ranked position at 9-4. We'll take a quick look through all of those games and all of those results. So do that really quickly. There are some surprising results. There's one that you'll probably notice is flipped according to what happened simulation wise. Weirdly enough, Nevada won the entire national championship, which is very surprising. So here is the scores and schedules. Georgia won 21-3. Cool. California took care of them. This was a tight game. This was a very, very close game. It was 3-3 for a long time. Boise State scored a couple of late scores. We can actually take a look here. 14 in the fourth quarter, all of them with under 17 seconds to go. So a returned fumble and a returned interception really helped Boise State take that game from California. Went home, took care of Air Force. That was a very easy win. And then went on the road and lost a very weird game to Washington State. We'll take a look at the score recap here, where Washington State led 17-7 in the fourth quarter. This was a weird game because Boise State passed up a field goal and I believe faltered on a fourth down conversion and ended up losing by that field goal that they would have gotten otherwise. So kind of a weird game. They scored quickly on the the next possession following onside kick recovery or something. No, they scored the 46-yard pass after stopping Washington State, kicked an onside kick, couldn't get the recovery, or did get the recovery, and then they weren't able to get a field goal. Went into Stanford. Stanford, I believe, ranked number 3 at the time, and just cruised through Stanford. This game I would qualify as a trap game. Looking forward to Stanford. Didn't really take them seriously enough, but still, got the goal done in Stanford to give them victory number 3 on the season. They were 3-1, heading back home to get their first taste of Pac-12 action at Albertson Stadium. I don't know what it's called, but on the blue, as you can see, one of the first 5 games was at home, and that was against Air Force. They came home and laid an egg. Arizona absolutely destroyed Boise State. They were able to get past the defense over the top and just had their way with them. There was nothing Boise State's offense was going to do to be able to come back in that game. They lost by 4 touchdowns. The game against Arizona State is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Lost in overtime. We'll take a look here at the score. They gave up 14 points in the fourth quarter. Returned an interception, 23 yards, and then had an abysmal overtime period that saw them just lose a bunch of yards and lose on a walk-off touchdown. Came home, faced a then-ranked number 25 Washington team, beat them by 4. Good game. Cruised through UNLV, again out of conference. UNLV won 11-0-6 in conference play. Not really much of a game, but it did lead to an important game against Oregon State. Losing those 3 games in that 4-game span put them at, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 1-3, 2-3, 3-3, 4-3. Going into the Washington game, gave them 5-3. You need 7 wins to get bowl eligible. This Arizona State team, or this Arizona State loss, is going to end up being much more important as the season progresses. But ripping off 2 wins going into an Oregon State game, that ended up being a lot more important than I thought it was going to be at the time. This game is unbelievably annoying to me. We'll take a look again here at the score situation. It was a very tight contest throughout. Into the fourth quarter, Boise State, they got that touchdown early, which gave them a 13-6 lead. They had the ball on a 3rd down and 10 inside of 30 seconds to go and threw an interception, which was immediately followed by a 70-yard pass from James Washington. Oh, yeah. So it was actually, it was 14-6. That's why okay. Then Oregon State scored a 2-point conversion and forced overtime, which in triple overtime Oregon State ended up falling by 2. Why this was important was because it meant that Boise State had an opportunity, an outside opportunity, admittedly, to face off against the Pac-12 South champion in the Pac-12 championship game. The huge game ended up being at Oregon. What Boise State needed to do is they needed to beat Oregon, beat Utah, and they would hold tiebreakers over Oregon and over Stanford. I think all the records would have been the same, but head to head, they would have taken care of both schools, which would have propelled them into a championship game against USC. USC was far and away the leader in the South for the entire season. They laid an egg in this game. I know it's a 3-point game. I know that it's a 13-10 close score. They looked terrible, got one good bounce that gave them a touchdown late in this game, in the fourth quarter with 3:15 remaining to be exact because it's on the screen. They absolutely blew it. They held Oregon to 13 points. They couldn't get anything going on the offensive side of the ball, and it was awful. It was awful. 3-point loss. Following a 2-point win that shouldn't have been as complicated as it was, and following an Arizona State overtime loss that ended up stinging a lot more than it would have seemed to sting earlier in the season. Giving up 14 points in the fourth quarter. Anyway, so that left Boise State out of the Pac-12 race. No big deal. Picking up their 4th loss of the season. This is the one that I thought you would notice. The Oregon and Stanford was flipped, lost in the simulation to Stanford. Did take care of Oregon, and like the simulation, actually had a shot at the Pac-12 championship, an appearance in the Pac-12 championship game. Fell short ultimately. Unlike the simulation, though, Boise State got a win against Utah by 10, which got them selected to the Mako Bowl, the Mako Las Vegas Bowl, where they took out a then-ranked number 9 or 8, depending on which thing you're looking at, a win against a top 10 team that dropped them a couple of spots, but a 1-point win for Boise State ended them with a 9-4 record, 5-4 in conference play, so they took care of everything out of conference. In conference, struggled a little bit. The schedule looks a little rougher in some spots. Arizona being ranked, Stanford still ranked very high at 10-3. I guess maybe it doesn't look that much better. So I would say, falling short of expectations. 1 or 2 losses make sense. The Washington State loss is super weird. The Arizona State loss is awful. The Oregon State win is way more complicated than it should have been. But yeah, a couple of them did make sense. But you kind of figure maybe one of those games, like that Arizona game, just a weird game where things just don't go well for Boise State or any team that's participating in that game, where just other teams on a roll. Maybe they come out hot, come in on a winning streak, something like that, and it makes sense. The big question is going to be, do I survive? Do I survive? So Boise State ends 9-4, number 18 in the country. I believe I was at like 50-50 on the job security. But performed well in the bowl game, beat all the out-of-conference opponents, took down a Stanford team ranked top 5 at the time. 44% job security, so second or better in one season. Okay, we finished 6th. 4th in the North, 6th overall. Win 10 games in one season, we got 9. Beat a rival in each season. We have signed 1 top 25 prospects in a regular season. Win 75% of your conference games in one season. Finished each season ranked in the top 25 of both polls. We're good there. We're 4/10, 40% of the way, or 50% of the way, to 10 4-star prospects. And then we have a regular, we have win every. Okay. So that's in progress. 2 goals failed. We did not sign a top 50 recruiting class. And we did not finish 5th or better in the conference, just outside at number 6. But we did meet 4 goals. We got a top 75 class. We won a bowl game. We won 8 games. We made it to a bowl game. So, not terrible, not great, not, whatever. Coaching carousel. Now hiring Connecticut and Navy. Interesting. We're obviously not worried about that. We're going to stay at Boise State as long as they will have us. We'll go ahead and advance to the next stage. Players leaving. We're going to look at a couple of these steps, and then the other ones will just be kind of cut out of the video. Because I'm trying to keep this one a little more condensed. We will have to create a save state, quote unquote, to do the simulation for season number 2, because continuing it in the other one doesn't make sense because that's a different spider web of events. This one will start at kind of the same point and work from there. At this point, we're not going to worry about what happened in real life. Doesn't matter. They stayed fine. They were fine. They're still fine. Maybe not as good, but coaching changes. We will look at the players leaving. That's a lot of coaching changes. Never mind. We're going to back out of that. Take a look here at the players leaving. I didn't look at the season stats, but that's okay. We are going to lose a transfer in David Morrison. He's going to USU. And then everybody else is graduating, so we're losing Gates, the linebacker, Davis, the safety, Leak, the left end, Jackson. Oh no, Jackson, our wide receiver. I thought he was a tight end, but a wide receiver. He's gone for graduation. Baker, Sutherland, Washington, Rice is also gone. Our enormously impactful Jackson, the running back, he is gone as well. Smith, Paul, Crenshaw, Hicks. He was very good. Mays, I had to look at his number. Williams, Hall. Again, everybody just graduating. Ooh, McIntosh. Boy, we're going to have a lot of rebuilding to do, especially on the offensive side. We're losing a lot of our production. Oh, God, our quarterback's gone, too. Somehow rated 99 overall. Didn't really play like it. I'll be honest. Harris, Garrett, and Ziegler. So we're losing a lot of players. Losing a 99 and 95. 94. A lot of 80s as well. So hopefully we have enough to keep on going here. Advance to the next stage. Let's see what that is. Transfer requests. I don't want to export the Madden class. I don't even own Madden 12. Thank you, though. I believe Madden 12, the last Madden game released on the PlayStation 2. And I think one of the only NFL Madden NFL games that's actually rated as a greatest hit on PlayStation 2. Because you have to sell a certain amount within a certain time frame, and there's no reason to label them greatest hits because they come out every year. And I think it takes a year to get those. No players. Okay. Takes about a year to get that number of sales anyway. Okay. This is the part that we are going to go ahead and skip in the video. So here we go. Okay, now that is all over. We have some committed players here. We have Carter, 5-star receiver. Hell yeah. We have Heron. Oh, my controller turned off. We have a 3-star quarterback, a 3-star receiver, another 3-star quarterback, 3-star tackle, tight end, H-back. Ooh, an athlete. We'll have to assign him a position. Anderson is a 2-star, and then we got a couple of 1-stars as well. I don't know if that's just for the 1 week or if that's all of it. It's got to be all of it, right? Or the 1 week. Sorry, it's got to be 1 week. I hope that's not all we signed. Signing day. All prospects have signed. You can see your top classes and where they are. Oh, boy. Where did top classes? And we were 22. We got 1 5-star, 6 4-stars, 8 3-stars, and a couple 2 and 1-stars. That's not bad. Look at Oklahoma State over here with 11 fours. God, 5, 5, 6. Jeez, and only number 5. All right, that's all right. I will take that. What are we, 20, 22? I'm good with that. I should probably look at the promises. That's fine though. Advance to the next stage. Position changes. We have an athlete that I think we need to assign. Assign a position. Hopefully this does not take very long. I'm really glad I paused that video because it was quite a while. Okay. Position changes. Thompson. Our best player is a punter. We have an 84 quarterback, though. Alright. Pocket passer. Oliver. We have a... I guess I don't... Oh, hang on. Athlete. That's what we want. We have a 66 overall athlete. Let's see. Wide receiver is a 66. What's his? Oh, he's got a lot of speed. Let's make him a running back. Yeah, we'll make him a running back. He's okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just assuming that his catch is really bad. Catch rating is a 69. That's actually not terrible. He doesn't have a lot of juke, though. His carry rating's a 90? Alright, alright. That's fine. He's a freshman. That's fine, yeah. The running back is the right call for him. Okay. We'll go on to the next stage. Training results. I'm sure that's very exciting. At least it's in alphabetical order. So you know that we're almost done with it. Hopefully this video isn't too dry. I know the first one that I put up with mostly like simulation and information wasn't well received. I got like a dislike right off the bat, which is unfortunate, but you know, sometimes you gotta sit through some fluff. Sometimes you gotta sit through some of that dry shit to get to the good stuff. So training results. Actually, let's take a look at that running back. See what he did. I don't remember who it was. He had a +1. How do I... Where's... Oh, senior. Freshman red shirts. Smith. Do we lose like a bunch of players or something? 60? 64? Sophomore? Oh god. We might be a little thin on receiver in a couple years. We probably need to focus on getting some good receivers in here. That's fine. Alright, cool. So the next stage, cut players, custom conferences. Okay, this is the other thing that we need to do. I'm going to skip past the cut players because I'm not going to do anything with that. So we will, actually it shouldn't take very long. But what we're going to do, so in 2011, the Pac-12 expanded. But in 2012, the SEC expanded. So we need to add, I'm glad that I remember that I was going to do this. SEC 2012 SEC expansion. Okay, I don't know why I'm on a message board. I just... We need to add Missouri Missouri to the east, and Texas A&M to the west. So custom conferences. And I think, oh shoot, I think there's another step to this as well. Big 12 teams. Big 12 football teams. There's another wrinkle here. Yeah, TCU needs to be added. But I don't know when TCU joined. Shoot. Okay, so hang on. So we need to look at the... So the SEC needs, from the Big 12, needs Missouri. And Missouri is in the east. And then Texas A&M goes to the SEC West. And then, so the Big 12 has Iowa State, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Texas, TCU, West Virginia. Where was West Virginia? Oh God, where was West Virginia? Big 10? I don't even know. Oh God. Oh. So then they go to the Big 12. I may have actually bitten off a little more than I could chew here. TCU. So then I need to move them from the Mountain West. Big 12. And then there's 10. Oh, 3, 6, 9, 11. Oh, shit. Oh, no, because Colorado's there. No, that's fine. So then Kansas State, Texas Tech, Baylor, and Kansas. I think that's right. Oops. I think I accidentally bit off a little more than I could chew on that one. So who's in the Mountain West then? Because there's not only 6 teams. Mountain West teams. Football teams. Well, how are there? San Jose State. Boise State, no. Nevada. Where's Nevada? Oh God. What have I done? Where's Nevada? I don't know where they would... Sunbelt? Oh, the WAC. Oh. Shoot. San Diego State, Fresno State. Oh, Fresno State moved to the Mountain West. Should I just move all of these teams? It's not the most accurate thing in the world. You know what? Let's do that. See if we can do that. We'll just move everybody over here to the Mountain West Conference. Not probably the most accurate thing in the world, but that's okay. Oh, so I can't do that. Shoot. Well, I made a bit of a mess here. Hang on. Okay, I fixed the problem. So I think this is pretty accurate. This is going to start getting weird because I pulled a bunch of teams out of the whack, and they are down to 4 participants in here. But I can't. I guess I could make them all. Maybe I can. Can I make them independent? I'm assuming it's not going to let me. Yeah. So these are just going to have to be 4 participants in the Western Athletic Conference. Whatever. I accidentally opened more of a can of worms than I anticipated that I would. So, here's where we're sitting. In the custom conferences, we have the Mountain West. That looks good. We have the Big 12 looking good. I believe the Big 10 should be fine because they had their inaugural bowl season last year. And the SEC looks fine as well. One minor note, I took Colorado and I put them in the Mountain West to replace Boise State, which was probably what I should have done in the first place, was switch them instead of... No. I should probably put Colorado back in the Big 12. That's why I need to put Colorado back in the Big 12. There's no... Never mind. I said it out loud and I thought, that's dumb. So we're going to go ahead and add from the Mountain West... Colorado back in. So they have 11 teams, because that means that Boise State would have just been plucked and Colorado wouldn't have left. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so here we go. Autosave in progress. God, that was an accident. I don't know who's supposed to be in the Western Athletic Conference, but I am just not going to worry about it at this point. We'll advance to the next stage, to the preseason. One hell of a bridge episode, huh? 31 minutes. Hey, if you're sticking around, thanks. Appreciate it. And if you're watching this live, thanks as well. I think that's the last tinkering I'll need to do, so I can just move past that step next time. What I might even do is record it and cut it down a little more next time, so it's a little snappier. Custom schedules. We're gonna take a look at what we have. Ranked number 11. So we're gonna start with the big game in Michigan at Michigan State. Then we'll come home, play Miami on the blue. Then we'll take on UCLA, a new Pac-12 opponent. Come home, play Arizona State, hopefully avenge an overtime loss. Then we'll take on Arizona in Arizona. Come home for Cal, we saw them last year. We get Stanford at home, could be a big game if both teams maintain their ranking. We'll stay home for BYU. For them, we get to go to Corvallis this year. Oregon comes to us. We go to Seattle for Washington, or go to Seattle to face Washington. And then we'll be home to wrap up things against the Cougars. So we only get... So that's a north, 5. So 5 of the final 6 games are going to be against Pac-12, the Pac-12 North schools that we face. So the first 6 shouldn't be too tricky. I like it though. Have a good number of opponents that are ranked. One of them on the road, or 2 of them on the road, excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona slips and doesn't hold that ranking. We don't see USC. We don't see USC. Who else is missing from this schedule? We don't see USC. We see Cal, Stanford. Come on. All right. I didn't make any changes, so that's totally fine. All right. So what we need to do here is we need to actually create a save state. So we'll go over here and we will save our dynasty, and then go back and go fake S2. So this is a fake season that we're gonna do. Bum, 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 bum. Save completed. And then we'll go ahead and just save that as well. That should be good. It was only saved like 3 minutes ago, but we'll make sure that we're prepped and ready to go. Oh, pardon me. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and back out. We're going to exit the dynasty. Yes, we're sure we want to exit because what we want to do is we want to jump into this dynasty and we want to load fake season 2. We're starting right near the top 10, starting at number 11. That's good. We're going to get a major test early with Michigan State. This is exciting. Okay, so we're in Boise State fake season 2. Need to. Oops. I guess I need to advance to the regular season. That's okay. Shouldn't take long. Here's what we're gonna run a simulation. You won't see it. We're just gonna cut right to the results. Actually, what I'll do is I'll predict. We'll make some predictions, then we'll see what happens in the regular season, and then we'll get set and ready for next season. I said right before I cut that I was excited that we're gonna get a test right out of the gate early in Michigan against a Big Ten school, so that should be pretty cool. Should be a good game, hopefully. Quarterback's gonna get thrust into the starting spotlight. And hopefully our defense is holding up okay. So here we go. We're going to advance to the regular season, and then we'll advance all the way through the end of the season. So, advance week. And then we're going to go all the way down here. All right. Ooh. There you go, you get a peek. A win, because I didn't pause the video fast enough. So I paused the simulation, and because I realized that I did that backwards. I said that I was going to do predictions, and then didn't do that. All right, so here we go. We'll look at the scores and the schedules. We're gonna get a peek at what's gonna happen against Michigan State, which is okay. That's okay. You make mistakes, just don't worry about it. Miami University should be an easy win. At UCLA, I don't know how good they are. I would go with a win there. Arizona State, I'll go with a revenge win here. So we're 3-0 so far. God, Michigan State. I mean, it's there. I wouldn't have been surprised if Boise State had lost this game. But they also beat Georgia to open the season. I don't know. Anyway, at Arizona, I'm going to give this one a loss. Arizona crushed us last year, and I don't think we're returning quite the same caliber of team this time around, so I would not be surprised. I'm going to give a loss to Arizona. Home against Cal, they're unranked, but we're at home. We barely beat them last year. So I'll go with a loss here. So 3-2 going into Pac-12 North play. Stanford in Boise, I'm going win. BYU win. Oregon State win. Oregon in Boise win. Washington, that was a close game last year. I'll take a win. And Washington State, I will take a win as well. So I'm guessing that they will lose to Arizona and Cal. So there could be a little back-to-back loss there. So I'll take two losses in the regular season. Granted, not the most efficient prediction because we already have one of the results, but that's okay. We learned for next year. I would have taken a win there. I'll take two losses. All right, see you at the end of the season. Okay, so we've advanced through the entire season. As you can see, Boise State not only is not ranked, but went 7-5 this season. 39% job security. Oh boy. The fans will whine and moan about that loss to Redacted for a week or so. Alright, let's see what happened in the entire season that we simulated, minus that one game because I did it wrong on accident. So we know that Boise State started strong with a win against Michigan State. They continued with a win against Miami, beat UCLA by 25, nice. Took out Arizona State by 10. Then the struggles kicked in, lost by 1 to Arizona. That was a game that I predicted that Boise State would lose. Beat Cal by 10. Oh God, Cal went 0-12. Wow. That was a game I thought they would lose. And now I'm glad that they didn't. 1 win against Boise State. But things start to get a little rough here in the back half. Number 14, Stanford, lost to them on the blue by 15 points. Beat BYU. That's an out-of-conference game. Came home to Oregon State. Again, won only by 2. I'm curious about this. Oregon State scored 9, but it wasn't enough in the fourth, it looks like. The 2-point failed. Okay, so that means that both games against Oregon State have come down to failed 2-point conversions. Fantastic. A big loss against Oregon at home. A loss at Washington by 14, and then a loss by 6 against Washington State. So, not terrible. They were 7-3. Nope, that's not right. 7-2. My apologies. Through the game at Oregon State, and then lost 3 straight to end the season. 7-5, 4-5 in conference, and that means we also won't go to the conference championship game, which I'm not 100% sure. I think I need to advance 1 more week for that. Yes, I do. So, whoo boy. So not a great week. I knew that the back half of the schedule would be very important, and unfortunately, it was kind of the undoing of the entire season. 7-2 going into that, though, is not bad. Not bad. Washington State continues to have Boise State's number for some reason. The Washington game I thought was kind of a toss-up. It is in Seattle. And I was unsure which way to lean. I was like, do I go with a loss here? But maybe that was kind of one of the, like last year I picked either in Stanford or in Oregon. One of those two would be a loss. Maybe that one or like the Cal game. Maybe that flips in the regular season. That Cal game was really rough last year. Now we watch for the recruiting boards to fill again. And we'll go to conference championship week. We'll see. I didn't even look at the standings. Whoops. We'll see who is playing in the conference championship. It is conference championship week now here. We'll take a look at who. Oh boy, it dropped even lower. 39%. Oh no, I might lose my job. So that's the end of season 2. It's just going to be. Oh wow, the UCF Knights, number 17. Thought that was a higher ranking. Oregon and Utah are competing for the Pac-12 title. Utah 7-2 in conference. Oregon 8-1 in conference. So there you go. We'll have to simulate through that game. But before we do that, I should say, let's take a look at the conference standings. Boise State 6th in the North, 4-5. Washington State improved, 4-5. Washington 5-4 with Oregon State in conference. Stanford 6-3. Oregon 11-1. Utah and USC. These were the teams that were duking it out last year for the South Championship, and just like last year, it was a pretty clear race from the outset. 2-7, 0-9, 4-5. So they had some breathing room, you could say. But unfortunately, finishing 6th in conference is not good for my job security. 6th in the North, which is probably like 8th or 9th overall. So we'll go to the bowl season. We're going to the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Please don't have recruiting. Just don't recruit for 1 week, please. Please, I beg of you. Hey, look at that. My prayers have been answered. Hallelujah. Florida State winning the Heisman this year with their quarterback. Nebraska, Bama, Wisconsin had a quarterback. That is surprising. Wisconsin, you would assume, would be a running back submitted, just the way they play football. Congratulations, we get to play in the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Cool. We're playing Temple on that. Do not add. Are you sure you do not want to add this trophy? Do not. I didn't do anything to earn it. This is a fake season. This doesn't exist. Alright. Then we'll advance one more week. We'll just go end of season. I think that gives you one more opportunity to, like, back out. I guess we just need to know the result of this. And that's all that really is. All that really matters. And that'll give us our record. Could be 8-5. It's a little bit of a regression from last year. 131-17. Went 9-4 last season. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, all the bowls are simulated. We'll see who wins the championship. Last year was Nevada, weirdly enough. Filing stats for NCAA news, advancing to end of season. That's all I need. 14-point win in the Little Caesars Bowl. It's a good way to end the season. Updating record books. You've been fired. Do not add. Do not add. I did not do anything for those trophies. We have the Groza award-winning, #1 Groza award winner of all time in the chat. I played an entire football season in NCAA 14. I did not win the Groza, and I was disappointed. So contract year 3 of 3, 36% job security. Not great. Not great. Shit. Well, whoops. Can I not look at the stats? Season stats, career stats, team stats. Whoops, I went one step too far. You know what? That's okay. We know that they went 8-5, right? Yeah, 8-5, and they won the bowl game. So there you go. That is what we are looking forward to for season number 2. Again, you can catch all of these live right here on Twitch. There will be a little bit of a gap. I'll be back with this series live on Twitch February 1st. But if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll roll right into the next season as soon as this one is done, so you won't miss a beat. There you go. Hopefully this prediction is wrong and we can pick up a few more wins so I don't get fired from my job at Boise State, completely ruining this series. Yeah, big season next year, starting off with Michigan State, and all of our Pac-12 North opponents are in the final 6 games of the season. So it's a weirdly balanced schedule, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. Hopefully we don't finish last place in the North. Oh boy. Anyway, if you like this series, let me know down in the comments below, or tune on in to twitch.tv/SeanOsaurusRex for season 2 of What If Boise State joined the Pac-12 starting February 1st, 2021, after Mystery Bag Monday and Saturdays over on YouTube or right here on YouTube, depending on how you're watching. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next season.